Given 3 moles of neon gas, how many grams of neon are present? With a formula weight of 20.18 grams per mole for neon. So how we're going to want to go about this problem is we're going to want to set up a conversion table. So first we'll write out what we know are our 3 moles of neon gas. And we're going to want to multiply that by our formula weight. So we want to set it up so we get our moles to cancel. You can kind of think of it as dividing by moles and multiplying by grams. Now what our formula weight up top here is telling us is that there are 20.18 grams for every mole of neon. And so since we have 3 moles of neon, we want to basically do 20.18 3 times. And so when we multiply 3 by 20.18, we are going to get our 60.54 grams of neon. And just for some quick clarification too, to make sure we know, we're going to have our moles here cancel, our moles here cancel, and be left with only grams. Alright, for our next question, you measure out exactly, real good weigher here, 10.9 grams of sucrose, or table sugar. How many moles of sucrose do you have? So the first thing we did as before is we wrote down how much sucrose we have. So we have 10.9 grams. And this problem is going to work a lot in a very similar fashion to our first one, except this time we don't need our moles to cancel, we need our grams to cancel. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to set up a conversion table, okay? And this time, instead of the grams on top, we want the moles on top. So it's going to be moles over grams. And we can think about this the same way as the formula weight is telling us that there is 1 mole for every 342.3 grams of sucrose. Okay, so it's the same concept as the first problem. It's just we're flipping our conversion, so that way we can get, 1 second here, I'll switch colors. We can get our grams to cancel and be left with only moles. So when we go and we calculate this out, we should get around 0.0318 moles of sucrose. Pretty sweet problem. We have 0.15 moles of donuts. So how many donuts do we have? Well, to convert from a mole to a number, we have to use a special number, and that special number is called Avogadro's number. And this value is 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd. So this is a really big number. And basically what this is saying is this is how many units of something we have per mole. It doesn't matter what the units are. The units can be donuts in this case, or they could be electrons or protons or neutrons, atoms, molecules, whatever you want them to be. It's just a conversion from moles into total units of something. So to get back to the problem, we're going to set up our 0.15 moles of donuts. And we're going to set up a conversion as before. And we want to know how many units we have, right? We want to know how many donuts we have. So Avogadro's number is units per mole. So we're going to put our units on top, which is going to be Avogadro's number, 6.022 times 10 to the 23. And we're going to divide that by 1 mole, as in every mole there are that many units. And so when we go and we calculate this out, well, first, just to make sure it's clear, we're going to cancel our moles real quick. And of course, we are left with however many units we have for how many things. And we go ahead and calculate this out, we are left with an awful lot of donuts. We are left with 9.033 times 10 to the 22nd donuts. All right, there are 3.02 times 10 to the 23rd grades of sand at a beach. How many moles of sand are there? This problem is kind of set up like our previous one. Once again, because we're comparing units of something, in this case the units are grains of sand, to a amount of moles, we're going to use the comparison number of Avogadro's number, which is 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd. Once again, it's in units per mole. So to get this problem started, we're going to write out what we know, that we have 3.02 times 10 to the 23rd grains of sand. There we go. And we are going to set up a conversion where we want to be left with moles. So in order to not have moles cancel with our grains of sand, we're going to put it on the top, and then we're going to put our Avogadro's number at the bottom. And remember, Avogadro's number is nothing more than a unit to mole conversion. So the conversion would be 6.02 times 123rd grains of sand per mole. And so what we're doing is we're basically dividing by grains of sand per mole. So our grains of sand is going to cancel out, and we're going to be left with only moles. And finally, this value is going to be equal to 0.502 moles of sand.